everyone. This is Nick Borman of SportsMemo.com, and welcome to the first episode of Onside and On the Green. Today, we're going to talk a little soccer, specifically the UEFA Nations League that is going on this week. This is a new competition that has come out just this year. It's been a work in progress for several years. And basically, the whole idea of it is the international teams and obviously the coaches especially wanted to have more competition. What used to happen a lot of times is that friendlies would be played during these international breaks, and you would see teams like Italy's B team, for example, not their best players, but their secondary team, play against the likes of Malta or Faroe Islands. And obviously the competition was very one-sided, where the lower-end team really had no chance to win the game. Wasn't much competition. It didn't really gain anything for the international teams, and the coaches certainly did not like the fact that they couldn't get any real competition in their games. So this competition was created to kind of combat that and add a little bit more excitement to the international breaks during the soccer season. So kind of on that topic, during the soccer season, it's unique that there are international breaks at all, where they kind of take a 10-day break from club professional football, and the players will play for their respective national teams. So, England versus Croatia and Spain versus Germany and that kind of a thing. In Europe, there's 55 national teams that the governing bodies called the UEFA overseas, and this Nation League was created for this group of teams. So how the Nations League works, first of all, it's extremely complicated, but we'll try to break it down and kind of give you a idea of how it's supposed to work in layman's terms. So what they do is they take the 55 teams that are in the league and they break them down into 4 leagues, League A through D, A, B, C, D. The teams are broken down in leagues based on their coefficient, which is basically their ranking. They've accrued points over the last several years playing qualifiers, the Euros, World Cup, all this type of thing. So each team is ranked 1 through 55, and then 1 through 12 is League A, 13 through 24 would be League B, and so on, all the way down to 55. So first 2 leagues are 12 teams. I believe League C is 15 teams, and then League D is 16 teams. From there, each league is broken down into 4 groups of either 3 or 4 teams, obviously, depending on how many teams are in the league to begin with. So what they do here is there was 3 international breaks. This is actually the last one coming up. And each team will play 1 or 2 games, again, depending on how many teams are in your group. And they play one another home and away. So going back to the first example, England will travel to Croatia one break time, and Croatia will then go to England another time. And they do a round-robin group play of everybody in the group. And basically what will happen is the winners of each league, or of each group, will be promoted to the next league the following year. So, for example, in League C, if you win one of your 4 groups in League C, you're going to be promoted to League B for the next Nations Cup. And conversely, if you are the bottom team in that league, you're going to be relegated down to League D, for that example, for the following Nations Cup. The top league, League A, the top 4 teams that win each group will move on to the Nations Cup finals, semifinals, then finals next summer. The winner there will have significant financial impact and money, so there's obviously a lot on the line for those teams. And then the bottom league, League D, well, you can't be relegated any further than League D, so the teams that are at the bottom there will just stay in the bottom of League D. But what's kind of neat about it is it provides another avenue for teams to be qualified into the Euros, which is, if you're not familiar with the Euros, it's the second biggest football tournament in the world, behind only the World Cup. And it's once every 4 years, opposite of the World Cup. So World Cup was this past summer 2018. The next Euros will be 2020. And it's kind of similar to what I described the Nations Cup to be. It's the best teams in Europe playing each other in a knockout tournament until there's one winner. And traditionally there's qualifiers that take place just like the World Cup, and only the best teams in the world are going to qualify to get there. What's kind of unique, what is unique this time, is that the Nations Cup is going to provide opportunity for one team from League D, one team from League C, and one team from League B to actually qualify for the Euros. So you're going to see a team like, I don't know, a Malta or a San Marino or a Lithuania qualify for the Euros, which has never happened before. So pretty cool. Gives the teams that, again, you're never going to have a chance to make it to the Euros, gives them a chance to get in there. Probably won't fare too well once they do get in there, but hey, nonetheless, it's national exposure for them, which is great for their players, great for their organizations, great for their fans. And anytime you get into tournaments like that, that's where the money can come from for the team. So it's cool event. And again, this is the first time the Nations League has ever started. So far, so good. The competition has been everything that's been expected. The only negative to it has been on the side of the club, mostly managers, club teams. One manager that was pretty spoken out about it said, what's the point? It takes our best players and puts them on the pitch, during these national games, which really mean nothing. And gives them a chance to be hurt. But of course, they're going to say that because that's their team. They want to protect their players for their own teams versus international managers certainly want these kind of games for their teams. So you can see how both sides have their concerns. But this is definitely a cool competition that's happened so far. So on that note, we're going to look forward to this upcoming week. We have starting Thursday, 6 straight days of Nations League games, and I'm going to preview a couple of games here that I like. First one is Thursday. Excuse me, Thursday we have Spain at Croatia in League A. Spain is currently first in the group. They're 2 wins, 1 loss with 6 points. England is second with 4 points. Croatia is last right now with just 1 point. However, they've only played 2 games. England and Spain have played 3. So in this break, Croatia is going to play England and Spain, and then Spain and England are each going to obviously play Croatia, and that's it. So Croatia has a chance to catch up to the leaders here, but I don't think that's going to be an easy task facing Spain. Spain back in September played Croatia at home, won 6-0, 6-0. So they dominated that game. They had 69% possession, 15 shots, with 7 of them on goal, compared to holding Croatia just 5 shots and 1 on goal. They were clearly the better team in that game. And again, it's, when you play at home, it's obviously a lot easier. And traveling to Croatia for Spain this time will be much more difficult. But they just have a much better team. I mean, they have a great 3 up front with the likes of Isco, Rodrigo, and Marco Asensio, as well as great defenders. They got Ramos and Nacho, and of course they have goalkeeper De Gea from Manchester United, who's obviously their star goalkeeper. So Croatia, they played well. Last break, they played to a 0-0 draw against England, and Spain won at England, and then England won at Spain. So they kind of split those games. But if you look at the stats there, Spain really dominated England both times they had played. The first half of the second game at Spain, England gave up 3 goals, which obviously is very, very unlikely to happen again. It was just some bad defense. They dominated that game. They outpossessed, outshot, outplayed England, but had some bad mistakes in the first half, and it ultimately cost them the game. Croatia, as you well know, comes into this tournament fresh off their runner-up finish against France in the World Cup. They have their star, Luka Modric, who is the Golden Boot winner for this year, the best player in professional football. And he's a great midfielder for Real Madrid. But I just don't see him and Croatia having much of a chance here in this game with Spain. And I think the price is great. The price for Spain is plus money to win the game. I think they're plus 108 to plus 110 right now you can find. So to take them just to win outright, I think has great value. And if they win this game, they will be promoted to that final. They'll win the group. They'll be promoted to that final for the Nations League next summer, and one of 4 teams to play in that. So I think Spain will take it on Thursday, and that's your first free play for today. The second game I like is 2 teams that don't get to share a lot of the national spotlight much. You got Lithuania at Romania. They play Saturday, and they're both in League C. Right now, Romania, They sit in third place with 6 points, two behind the leader Serbia, who has 8 points. It's a tight group at the top. You got Montenegro in the mix as well with 7 points. And Lithuania right now has been the punching bag of the group, losing all 4 of their matches. And they've actually already been relegated to League D for the next Nations Cup. So they really have nothing to play for other than just competition and I guess you could say to try to save face. So far in their 4 matches they've played, they've scored just 2 goals and they've conceded 9 goals in those games. So they have not fared very well, and again, they are going to be promoted to League D for next year. In the first meeting, these teams did play already at Lithuania. Romania went in 1-2-1 at Lithuania, nearly doubling them in shots. 16 shots taken with 7 of them on goal, compared to just 9 with 2 on goal for Lithuania. Now, as they return home, needing all 3 points here because they got to keep pace with Serbia and Montenegro. I expect them to be able to take advantage of a rather weak Lithuanian team who probably should have been in Group D. It will be a little more competitive. They're probably going to lose the last 2 games and go 0-6 in this group. So I just don't see Lithuania giving much of a fight. You know, they have nothing to play for. Now they got to travel to Romania, and I just don't see it being like a good situation for them. Romania also here, you know, they don't just want to win the game. They want to win the game by as much as possible. The league could come down to, or the group rather, could come down to goal differential if teams are tied with the same points. So Romania will certainly be looking to capitalize. Even if they get an early lead by a goal or 2 goals, they'll continue to want to look for more to try to win by 3, 4, who knows more, but as many as possible, because they need that goal differential to help them possibly qualify for that promotion to League B next year. So in my second free play of the week, I'm going to tell you to take Romania minus 1.5 goals. Right now it is around minus 120 or so on the market. It'll probably move to 1 3/4 goals soon. So the quicker you can take that, the better. And going forward, like I said, I have 6 days for the Nations League. I'm offering complete coverage for those 6 days of the Nations Cup, and have a special promo code for the viewers. So if you use promo code CUP20, that's CUP20, you're going to get a $20 discount off the regular price of $59. So that's all 6 days for just $39. And as a bonus, I'll include any MLS releases during that period, which this upcoming weekend would be the first leg of the conference finals. So if I have any releases for that weekend, which I should, you'll get those included in this package as well. So 6 days of coverage, $39 every play release for the Nations Cup. And look forward to continuing a good run so far. Right now, through the first 2 legs of the Nations Cup, we went 12-6 for just over a 20% return, and look to build on that here in this next break. I just want to say thanks to everybody for tuning in. I'll be back in a couple days with a preview of this week's upcoming PGA Tour event, the RSM Classic. So look forward to getting back and giving you guys some golf picks coming up. So good luck with all your wagers this week, and as always, don't get caught offside or in the rough.